You know that scene where Clark Griswold is going into Wally World and he starts to tear up because he can't believe it? It's like a super joyous occasion that he's actually achieved his goal. That's me today. I was me out there. Hey everybody, it is Billy at Beach Up Man. Today we are tackling jet skis. That's right. You know, in the past, jet skiers are the people out there in my way when I'm trying to do wake surfing. Okay, but because we got the cab, the kids said we should have a jet ski, so I decided to get a jet ski. Now I'm going to give you some advice on getting a jet ski. And that is, if you have any kind of money, don't buy old jet skis. And I'll tell you why. First off, this is a very nice jet ski. The reason why I got it is because the people that had it before us took really good care of it. It's a Polaris 1998 SLTH. And I mean, it looks like brand new. I mean, it was always garaged. There's no fading on any of this stuff, which you often see on jet skis. I mean, everything is just really nice on it. I mean, even the padding, I mean, look, it looks like brand new, right? So I said, okay, this would be a good jet ski. $2,800. Let's get it on. Well, we went out there the first day. We're all excited. We get out there and it starts shutting off at 28 miles an hour, 24 miles an hour, which is a buzzkill. So what I did realize is that jet ski shops, like the ones you can go buy new jet skis on, they won't work on these. They don't work on jet skis over 10 years old. And good luck trying to find somebody, because I did. That means you're going to have to do it. So all of a sudden, I'm a jet ski mechanic now, and I have no idea what I'm doing. But I will show you some stuff that I've learned if you do get into jet skiing. And I have not been able to get this to work yet. Every time I work on it, I think I screw it up more. But I did find some good tech from the Polaris forum groups that might get me better, and I'll share some of that with you that you can use on any jet ski probably. Okay, so what we're doing today, sorry, this is a mess, dude. This is horrible right here, what I'm doing, whatever. Okay, we are, so on the carburetors, this is a carburetor. It's a twin 700, so it has a carburetor for each cylinder. And I forgot what they call this. I think they call it setting the pop or whatever like that. So here is the needle, right? See that right there? And what we need to do is set that so this opens up at a certain PSI of pressure from the fuel, right? So the fuel comes in, and once it reaches a certain amount of pressure, this will open up and fill up, and the fuel will come into the carburetor. Well, these are probably all screwed up, okay? And another thing too is the lines, let's see if I can find some of them. On these models, and I don't know, what other ones, but these gray lines are notoriously bad right here. And you can't really see from here, but they fall apart on the inside, and they tell you to take these off. So I did take apart the carburetor, and there was a whole bunch of gunk clogged on the screen that's underneath the seat right here, under the needle and seat. There was a bunch of gunk in there, so we cleaned all that out. I've cleaned out the carburetors. And so now we are setting the pop, okay? Right here, the pop off. That's what I'm sorry. It's called setting the pop off. So what I've done, and I'll show you how this works. There's a spring inside here. You can bend this lever right here. You can bend it a little bit, and they come with different springs and all that stuff too, but I'm gonna show you how this works. I went down to Harbor Freight and I bought this cool little unit. I bought this unit by itself was 17 bucks, and this was like $2 for these fittings, but I got it all at Harbor Freight, probably about 24 bucks in this thing. And what we'll do here, and I got it hooked up to the compressor, so you turn this on, right? Should be 0. Okay, I'm gonna go back and put some more fluid in here because it did run out. All right, so I brought Sunny in to help me with this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this up with WD-40, where the seat and the needle are. And sometimes you'll see that fluid disappear, and that's just because it's filling up the carburetor and the little areas, and you wanna have it full. I'm gonna put my finger on this seat just so that doesn't open before this one. We're gonna turn this on, the valve should be 0, and we're gonna slowly start opening it, okay? We're at 16 right now. 17, 18, 19, 20, right there. So roughly about 20 and a half is where we were on the pop-up on that, right? Which I think is about right. I think anywhere on this one, it's probably between like 17 and like 23 or something, 24. But that's definitely where we want to be on the pop-up. We'll do it one more time just to make sure. Yeah, so it's right there, right just over 20. So this one's good. So that's how you set the pop off. And what that does, like I said, if you have one too high, it's gonna lean the engine out a little bit more. because it doesn't allow fuel in for a while. And if you have it too low, it will flood the engine because it's letting fuel in too fast. Okay, so let's do that. Let's get the other one done, and then we're done with the pop-ups. We replaced the line, right? And I noticed someone on one of the forum boards said, I hope you put the restrictor in there. Well, I was all restrictor, and I didn't know anything about that. It had the gray line in there, and if you know these Polarises, the gray lines were bad. They tore apart on the inside, and they clogged up carburetors. So we did get that out. So what I did is I went down. He said use a welding tip 030. So I just went down to the local welding shop. These were about $1.30 a piece. And he said just stuff it in the return line just past the final carb, right? Which is that one right there. The final one going this way and into the return. Because what happens is without the restrictor in there, it doesn't allow pressure to build in the carburetor. So the fuel doesn't stay in the carburetor. It just gets sent out too fast. Which makes sense maybe because at top end, we were losing fuel. So we'll put this in, we'll stuff it in the hose, and we'll see how it fits. I think it's going to be a good fit. In fact, I'll see if I can do it with you here. Let's see here. One-handed. All right, here it is. I pushed it in there, probably about 1.5 inches, and we'll seal it up. All right, so I am pretty excited. I actually fired it, and for once, for the first time, it actually sounds crisp and good. Now, a lot of times with jet skis, anybody who's worked on them will tell you that sometimes you can have something that sounds really good in your garage, and then when you get it out there, it falls on its face. Because you can only run them, you're not really supposed to run them more than 10 seconds. So I just kind of turned it on, and gave it a little gas, and that's it. But I'll know tomorrow morning. I'm going to go out in the lake. And I will tell you this, though. I did tell you to put that restrictor in, and this motor didn't like it at all. So it wouldn't even fire over. So I think the restrictor has to be in some of the motors, but not all of them. And this one, this 1998 Polaris SLTH, didn't like it. So I took it out and I got it running. So we'll go out tomorrow and we'll see it. And this is jet skiing, dude. I mean, come on, dude. There's so many other things I'd rather be doing right now. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'd rather be doing other things like working on my wake surf boat. But here I am with a jet ski. And I mean, I'm telling you, man, if this thing don't work tomorrow, I'm going to be like, oh, what do I do here? I'm going to have someone else do it, and it's hard to find someone. That's the thing. No one around here works on these. So anyway, we'll do it. We'll go out in the morning, and we'll see if we solved it by using our pop-off, gauge, and hopefully it works. All right, we'll go out tomorrow. All right, man, we made it to the lake. I've been here for 3 days in a row. But this is the first day that I actually feel good about what we got because I did adjust the pop-off, which I wasn't doing before. And it was, so at least I know that that is correct. And I think we've had carburation issues. I want to say once again that I did get up last night and I readjusted the pop-offs to 26. I read something online that said they're supposed to be between 25 and like 32 on these carburetors for these Polarises. I could be wrong though. If I'm wrong, let me know. And I did Loctite the bolts. That's something I didn't do with the blue Loctite. So we're going to hope for the best because this is getting old. And I don't know how much longer I can keep jet skiing, dude, if I can't figure this out. So, all right, man, let's put it in the water and hopefully we get something going. Well, I'm really stoked so far. The jet ski has a lot of pull. It's a twin 700. These actually came with an option, I think, of 2 cylinders or 3. This has 2, but I'm surprised how fast it goes. It really does go fast. One of the things that I have fixed is that when we first got the ski, it would really choke you out with the fumes, right? It was really rich. Well, when we adjusted that pop-off, that delayed how much fuel could come into the engine at low speed. So it fixed that. So now it's really crisp. When we give it gas, there's no hesitation. And when we pull it out, I'll look at the plugs. But I'm really excited because I was about to quit jet skiing. I was about to retire before I even got started, but everything's working really good. So, all right, let's keep it going. I want to show you the two spark plugs before we did the pop-off adjustment and after. So this one's before, and actually you'll notice that one's different, right? I have another set of NGKs coming. They just didn't have them here, so I had to find a substitute until they got here. But so here is the first one, and if you look at this, let me see if I can get it tightened up. See that right there? See how gunked up it is with fuel and oil, right? And this is after me wiping it down too. So it's all loaded up. Now let me get the other one. This is the one after we did the pop-off adjustment. This is the one we're out there today with. And you can see that. It's got like a tan marshmallow look to it. All right, pretty good. Man, you know that scene where Clark Griswold is going into Wally World and he starts to tear up because he can't believe it? It's like a super joyous occasion that he's actually achieved his goal. That's me today. I was me out there. I literally almost teared up with like Clark Griswold when I hit the gas and it didn't fall on his face, man. That's crazy. But I had a lot of fun on this. And so I want to kind of give a little bit of advice to people that are thinking about getting older jet skis, because I've learned a lesson here. And one is that if you get an older jet ski, you are either going to have to work on them yourself. You're going to have to learn how to do it, which you can do. It's not rocket science. It's really not. But you're going to have to learn how to work on it or have friends that will work on it, because as we've mentioned before, dealerships won't touch these, okay? The good news is there's a lot of forum boards, like especially on Facebook, where they have people there in groups that will help you, and that's what helped me. People gave some advice, and I followed it, and I got it to run. So if you do get a jet ski, just go on those boards and make friends with people and ask the questions, and they'll try to answer them, and you can implement them yourself. Okay. Another tip is the spark plugs. These motors like bounce around a little bit. They're real rough, kind of. So I would definitely on the spark plugs get a little bit of blue Loctite and put it on the threads just a little bit, and tighten it up with a little, I don't know, wrench. Don't get crazy with it. Don't break it. Just tighten it up. Just snug it up, and it'll stick. It won't back out, because I was having a problem with it backing out. So that's one thing. That pop-off deal, I would get your own gauge. You're probably gonna have to get your own gauge if you're gonna get an older jet ski and learn how to do that yourself. I've become a master at taking these carburetors off. I literally can get it off this jet ski on my workbench in 4 minutes, dude. Boom, I timed it last night. And I have a feeling that's something that I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. I don't know how long those last. I will say that there are things in there that can gunk things up, so you will probably have to maintain your carburetors, as time goes on. So anyway, a lot of fun. I think we're looking forward to it. It's a great ski. It's in good shape. So I hope you learned something from this. And if there's something you want to add, drop it in the comment box. And if there's any ideas or suggestions you have, drop them in the comment box. And yeah, thanks for watching. That's me on the Polaris jet ski. We got it running on Be Tough.